earth theory is the belief that the earth is flat rather than spherical. This notion has been present in various cultures throughout history and continues to have proponents today, despite overwhelming scientific evidence supporting the Earth's roundness. Understanding flat Earth theory requires delving into its historical roots, examining the arguments put forth by its advocates, and considering the reasons behind its persistence in contemporary society.
The Earth is rising over the moon. We're all familiar with it. As a NASA, you can go out to NASA's site, you can download the original, right?
I already know what you're going to ask.
So you bring up the luminance on it, and you can see where it's cut out and pasted there.
They're showing us doctored images that are clearly doctored. The blue marble is a very famous image from 1972. When you talk to the artist from NASA, his name is Robert Simmons, he talks about exactly how it was created from data, and it's not a photograph whatsoever. He added clouds.
Let me explain.
He added a highlight of the sun.
If you take,
flat is probably the most probable. We cannot prove motion. Without motion, none of it works. And second, obviously being the major one, is that we can't detect curvature. The globe model is a little bit problematic. A lot of physicists will completely disagree with you. Do you remember when Felix Baumgartner did the jump, the Red Bull jump, right? Mm-hmm. He'll be the first to tell you that they were using a fisheye lens in the camera because from his altitude, it would have been impossible to see curvature. And I agree with you, if you're in a jet or a bomber, you may see a curve to the Earth when you're high. However, that's because you're in glass shaped like this. Plenty of pilots who fly passenger jets will tell you that it's flat.
The concept of a flat Earth dates back to ancient civilizations. Early societies such as the Mesopotamians, Egyptians, and Greeks initially believed in a flat Earth. The ancient Greeks were some of the first to challenge this idea, with philosophers like Pythagoras and Aristotle providing evidence for a spherical Earth as early as the 6th century BCE. Over time, the spherical model gained acceptance, especially after contributions from scholars like Eratosthenes, who calculated the Earth's circumference with remarkable accuracy. Despite the growing body of evidence, the flat Earth idea persisted in various forms through the Middle Ages and into the Renaissance. The advent of the Age of Exploration and the observations made by navigators and astronomers further solidified the spherical understanding of the Earth. By the time of the scientific revolution, the notion of a flat Earth had largely been relegated to the fringes of scientific thought.
This is true that the evidence as you looked were not robust evidence. And the sources you used, they were not reliable sources again. But my problem is that, and I like you guys that you are very skeptical, but at the same time, you are not skeptical about your belief system.
That should have come first. You think that that's my foundation for why I believe the Earth is flat, and I'm telling you, you're wrong.
Okay.
I have evidence that proves it's flat.
What type of evidence?
It's not a ball.
What type of evidence?
We're being misled. We're being deliberately misled by mainstream media.
What's your evidence?
We see too far. We see too far. We should not be able to see. I live in Dana Point.
Okay.
I can see San Clemente Island, which is 60 miles away.
So what?
That's very high.
What do you mean, so what?
Oh, I'm on the beach.
1,100 feet
I'm on
tall.
the beach.
It is
What do you mean by
tall.
so what?
I'm on the beach.
Yeah.
Can you see a ship which is going?
Let's talk about the ship that goes
Yes.
over the curvature
Okay.
of the Earth. I love that. So science has said that when I see a ship go out of my field of view, it's going over the curvature of the Earth, correct?
Yes.
But then I bring my P900 up, and guess what? I can zoom it back in.
Not
So
all
is
of
it
them.
going over the curvature of the Earth or not?
Absolutely.
Oh, not all the
No, you
time?
can't.
It's not all the time?
No, you don't see all the ship. The bottom part of the ship is hidden by the
At
curvature.
that distance, you shouldn't see the top
At
of it
all.
either.
If the Earth were truly flat, there would be really hardly any limit. You would be able to stand at the top of the Empire State Building and look towards Chicago, a mere 1,000 miles away.
In the 19th and 20th centuries, flat Earth theory experienced a resurgence, partly as a reaction to the rapid advancements in science and technology. The most notable proponent of this era was Samuel Rowbotham, an English writer who published Zetetic Astronomy, Earth Not a Globe, in 1865. Rowbotham's work laid the foundation for modern flat Earth belief, proposing an alternative model of the Earth based on perceived observations and interpretations. Modern flat Earth theorists present several key arguments to support their beliefs. These include visual perception. Advocates argue that the Earth's flatness is apparent in everyday observations, such as the horizon appearing flat and the lack of visible curvature over long distances. alternative interpretations of gravity. Flat earthers often reject the conventional understanding of gravity, proposing instead that objects fall due to density and buoyancy rather than a gravitational force. Suspicion of scientific authorities. Many flat earth proponents distrust mainstream scientific institutions and believe that evidence supporting a spherical earth is part of a larger conspiracy.
This was Samuel Rowbottom. He was a 19th century Englishman. He wrote some books, did a lot of lecturing and speaking. He made a lot of what he called the Bedford Level experiment. The Bedford Level is this region in eastern, place in eastern England where the land appears to be very flat. There's a canal basically that's been dug that's very straight and with no real tilt. There's not much of a current at all. And they've got this long thing that goes on for 6 miles that's reasonably flat. And what he did is he got down into the water there at point A on the right in the diagram, 8 inches above the surface of the water. That's key because if the Earth is a globe 25,000 miles around, then if you're 8 inches above the water, in 1 mile's distance, your view will be blocked by that edge of the Earth. Anything beyond that, sitting right on the water, theoretically will not be visible. So what he did is he had somebody get in a boat, a rowboat, and they rowed away from him the entire 6 miles. First mile, of course, he's in view, but beyond that, he reasoned, being 8 inches above the water with his telescope, the bottom of that boat should start to disappear, and the boat should continue on disappearing and disappearing. They had you can see a flag or a marker sitting up there about 6 feet up in the boat. Well, Rowbottom was able to see that boat the entire length.
They've been unbelievably successful in describing the world and predicting things and bringing us new technology. It's not that they're wrong, they're just not fully described yet. Think of knowledge as being this big building up of a pyramid of knowledge. You never achieve the truth, you're just adding layer upon layer as you get nearer and nearer and nearer and nearer the truth.
Right, well, Newton was categorically wrong. I admire your optimism.
Yeah.
However, I don't feel like those gaps will ever be filled. I don't think the pyramid to the truth will ever be finished.
You don't trust the bottom layers, and therefore anything that you see, you're almost having to start from scratch. Which is essentially why you almost have a BC style knowledge of things like flat Earth, because you're going right back to the beginning and ignore. Well, it is archaic.
No, it's not. It's not. It's certainly not archaic, because up until NASA was founded and we were shown so-called proof, this argument has never died. The flat Earth has been a contender in this argument between globe and Earth for a long time.
It's been fringe for 2,500 years.
No, it has not. That's absolutely not true.
We're both probably skeptics.
According to flat Earth theory, the Earth is a flat disk with the North Pole at its center and a boundary of ice, commonly referred to as the Antarctic ice wall, surrounding its edges. The Sun and Moon are believed to be relatively small and close, moving in circular paths above the Earth to create day and night cycles. This model rejects the heliocentric view of the solar system and posits that the stars are fixed points of light on a dome-like firmament. The enduring appeal of the flat Earth theory can be partially understood through psychological lenses, including cognitive biases, distrust of authority, and the desire for unique identity. Flat Earth believers often experience cognitive dissonance, where conflicting information challenges their worldview. Confirmation bias leads them to seek out information that supports their beliefs while dismissing contradictory evidence. A pervasive distrust of scientific and governmental institutions fuels the Flat Earth movement. Conspiracy theories about space agencies and scientific communities reinforce the skepticism towards established knowledge. The Flat Earth community provides a sense of belonging and identity for its members, offering an alternative narrative that distinguishes them from mainstream society. This social dynamic reinforces their commitment to the Flat Earth belief.
See, what I get from you guys is that seeing is believing. So how come you believe in God or Jesus? You haven't seen neither of them, right?
I've seen evidence, though.
Well, exactly. So we are looking for evidence. There are many, many other evidences for Earth not being flat. My point is that these experiments clearly show that the Earth is globe. And you don't need to go outside the globe to see its globe.
It's a theoretical...
You told me you want the evidence. If you're saying that you look only to see something, then I dispute your belief system in God and Jesus or Jehovah or Buddha or Zarathustra or anyone.
You keep going back to religion as being
Because
our
it's coming
conclusion.
from there.
No,
You think you do
no.
have the truth.
I have evidence. I have evidence.
You
for
quoted
what I
at the
know.
beginning
She
of
pointed out
this.
physics.
You
I
quoted
agree.
Bible.
Of
That's
course
the
I did, but
reason.
that is not the only reason I know what the shape of the earth is, and you keep, that's fallacy.
The scientific community overwhelmingly rejects flat Earth theory, providing substantial evidence for a spherical Earth. Key rebuttals include photographic evidence. Images of the Earth taken from space by satellites and astronauts clearly show a spherical shape, geodesy. The study of Earth's shape, known as geodesy, uses measurements and observations to confirm the planet's roundness. Gravity. The theory of gravity, supported by extensive experimental data, explains how a spherical Earth is formed due to the force of gravity pulling matter into a round shape. Astronomy. Observations of celestial bodies, such as the way planets and stars appear and move, align with the understanding of a spherical Earth. The persistence of flat Earth theory in the modern age can be attributed to various psychological and sociological factors. These include cognitive dissonance. The discomfort of holding conflicting beliefs can lead individuals to reject established science in favor of alternative theories that align with their worldview. Community and identity. Flat Earth groups provide a sense of community and belonging, reinforcing members' beliefs and offering social support. Mistrust of authority. A general skepticism towards governmental and scientific institutions can drive individuals to embrace alternative explanations for natural phenomena. The rise of the internet and social media has played a significant role in the resurgence of flat Earth theory. Online platforms allow for the rapid dissemination of information and provide a space for like-minded individuals to connect and reinforce their beliefs. Social media algorithms can create echo chambers where users are primarily exposed to content that aligns with their existing views, further entrenching their beliefs.
Well, what you'll find in a lot of these ancient religions is they're all flat Earth religions. All their cosmology goes back to being a flat Earth with an enclosed system. So it's not just the Bible that teaches this, it's many different religious books.
You put the Earth in a globe, right, on a ball, it has a beginning and an end point. That's it. Once you go past a certain point, you just end up on the other side, right? But you don't want to keep those public knowledge because there's resources here that can be taken advantage of by people in high positions of power. What do?
He said, I was a lunar module pilot of the Apollo 16 mission to the moon. We launched from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida on April 16, 1972. We left Earth orbit for our 3-day trip to the moon about 3 hours later. As we maneuvered our spacecraft to dock with our lunar module, the Earth came into view about 20,000 miles away. It was an awesome sight. As you can see in the photo, the Earth is obviously a sphere and not a flat circle. As we journeyed to the moon, we could look out our windows and see a smaller Earth, and each time we would see different land masses, so it was obviously rotating on its axis. Charlie Duke, Christian astronaut. Or consider Jeffrey Williams. He's more recent. He spent a lot of time in the space shuttle, took a lot of photographs of the Earth from the space shuttle and space station, and he had a book called The Work of His Hands. I have a copy of that book. It's marvelous photography it has, and he has many pictures of the Earth, some of them showing clearly that the Earth is a globe. No tricks here, no fisheye lens. This is actually
Flat Earth theory, despite its historical roots and modern resurgence, remains a fringe belief in the face of overwhelming scientific evidence supporting a spherical Earth. Understanding the arguments and motivations behind flat Earth theory can provide insights into broader issues of scientific literacy, trust in institutions, and the influence of digital media on public perception. As we navigate the complexities of the information age, fostering critical thinking and promoting scientific education are essential to counteract misinformation and cultivate a well-informed society. The flat Earth theory, while scientifically debunked, continues to captivate a segment of the population. Its origins lie in ancient cosmologies and have evolved through cultural, religious, and psychological influences. Understanding the persistence of this belief requires a multidisciplinary approach encompassing history, science, psychology, and sociology. As we continue to advance our knowledge of the universe, the flat Earth theory serves as a reminder of the complex interplay between belief and evidence in shaping human understanding.